Welcome to Intoxication Station. I'm Raymond, and today you're going to get two videos for the viewership of one. Today we're going to talk about the lead up leading to the Battle Bros events down in Daytona Beach, which was the Daytona Beach Wing Battle. An awesome event. Definitely recommend checking out that review. Also, definitely recommend checking them out. Make sure to check all their local listings on when they show up and where they show up. Definitely a fun time overall. Now, leading up to the Daytona Beach Wing Battle, we did hit up a few places along the way, heading back from St. Augustine, from the St. Augustine distillery all the way down to Daytona Beach. And a few of the places that we went to was Jack's Barbecue, located in St. Augustine Beach, which was a very good hodgepodge of different things going on there, and specifically the Publix at Halifax. Now, why did we go to a grocery store prior to a wing battle? Because this grocery store in particular was a beer and wine bar and grocery store as well too. So if you are familiar with the Publix brand, you can always go in there, get your groceries done, get them chopped up and everything, and also have a pint in the process or a nice glass of wine to go along with your groceries as well too. Or you can even go to the deli, get yourself a pub sub, and bring it right back to the bar and have a great afternoon lunch. But with further ado, let's talk about Jack's Barbecue. Now, Jack's Barbecue, from the surface, looks to be pretty much a staple to the St. Augustine Beach area. In all honesty, we originally focused on doing A1A Burrito Works, which is right next door. And unfortunately, being such a popular area that it is, parking was impossible to say the least. So we went with the next best place right next door. There was an opening in the back lot for Jack's Barbecue. And we popped in there to get a quick beer, to get some munchies, because we knew with the Daytona Beach Wing Battle coming up, that we were going to be eating a lot of food down there. So we didn't want to fill up too much on that. And in doing so, we came across what can only be described as Narnia's beer emporium bar, whatever the case may be, because it's several establishments listed under one roof per se, or at least on one property. So you had Jack's Barbecue restaurant, you had a liquor bar in between the two, a pool, which I still don't understand how that still works. And then on the outer skirts of the property, you have the brewery itself. And they all serve their purpose in the area. The Jack's Barbecue restaurant was pretty good. I didn't eat too much while I was there. I had the mozzarella sticks, which, I mean, if you can't cook good mozzarella sticks, should you even be open as a restaurant? And the same walking path as that, and I do say walking path because next door would be the brewery, and in between that was the full liquor bar and pool area. Now, the pool area is only reserved for guests of the property, so you can pop in there after being at the beach all day, rinse off all the salt water if you want to. It was just a unique establishment in itself that this would be the first place that we went to that had a pool on premise, which I would like to check it out eventually. But at that point in time, we just didn't have the time allotted for that, nor were we expecting to go into a pool at a barbecue place. Well, after checking out the liquor establishment, we went over to the brewery. Now, I can't remember the exact names of the beers that they had on tap up there, but they were all pretty good. The one that I gravitated towards most was, I believe, Mosquito Catcher or something like that. I could be wrong on that. However, if you have been there and you know exactly which beer I'm talking about, comment down below. See how wrong I am. But all in all, it was a pretty cool establishment. Definitely not what we were going for. It was a good find overall. One of these days, I will go over to A1A Burrito Works, but until then, Jack's Barbecue will have to do, and not discrediting it by any means, but all around quirky place, definitely a really quirky place overall. But if you want to have a barbecue sandwich, swim in the pool, get a beer and a liquor drink all at the same time, guess what? Jack's Barbecue is the place to go to. That was up in St. Augustine. About an hour away is Daytona Beach to the south, and where we went to was in Ormond Beach, specifically the Publix at Halifax. And for anyone that is familiar with Publix, they are a staple in Florida. They originally started in Lakeland, Florida, which is about an hour to 45 minutes southwest of Orlando. And they are a huge staple within the Southeast United States in general. They're always opening up new locations in different states, but not all locations are the same. Hence, this location in particular Now, this was the first location that I was introduced to that had a beer and wine bar in it. Now, there have been grocery stores in the past that do have beer and wine bars in them, but not in the same way that Publix does it. Because one of the things that Publix is known for, aside from where shopping is a pleasure, and it really is a pleasure to shop there, but one of the things that they're known for is no tipping for any of the services that they do. So if you go to the butcher counter and order a specific cut of meat and you want to tip on that, they don't allow it. If you have one of the workers bring your groceries out to your vehicle and load them up in your vehicle, no tipping allowed. Same thing's going to apply for the beer and wine bar as well, too, which makes it for a great option to go to, not necessarily to party down, but if you plan on pre-gaming before the event itself or the night out or whatever the case may be, definitely a great place to check out. Now, there are several locations throughout the state of Florida that do have the beer and wine bar, but this one in particular being so close to the beach and in what I would describe as pinnacle Florida conditions, you can't go wrong with it. They do have a bunch of different taps up there. At the time that we were up there were 8 out of 12 taps that were filled. And unfortunately, the other taps were waiting for other brews to come in, some of them being seasonal and what have you. But all in all, great experience and definitely something worth checking out as well, too. Because you can always go to the deli counter, get yourself a pub sub, specifically a chicken tender sub tossed in buffalo sauce with ranch or blue cheese, whatever you're feeling that day. Not here to judge anyone, and you can always bring it over to the bar for a great afternoon lunch. You can also pair that up with a glass of wine after you get your groceries. Says, I mean, why not? Shopping is stressful to say the least, and especially in these economic times, to have a nice glass of wine or a nice pint of beer after you go grocery shopping is great. Now, they do offer several different options of sizes. You can get shorts, mediums, and long talls of their different beers, meaning 6 ounce, 12 ounce, and 16 ounce if you want, along with different wine pairings to go along with what you're eating for. I would personally lean more towards a Moscato with your chicken tender sub, but that's just me. With that, this was all the prelude leading up to the Daytona Beach wing battle in Daytona Beach. And to add to that, if you have a suggestion on a place for us to review that's within the state of Florida, please email us at intoxstat.info@gmail.com. Or if yourself have a business that you would like to promote on here with an interview, and it could be of any industry, it could be plumbing, HVAC, framing, you name it, tires included, everything's on the table for this. If you like to do a one-on-one interview, whether it be online or in person, also email us at the same email at intoxstat.info@gmail.com, and we'll be more than glad to reach out to you. And we'll also be more than glad to take your suggestion in when it comes to different establishments out there. I'm Raymond with Intoxication Station, and we'll see you on the next one.